Well, hi everyone, and welcome back. And Paul and I have been talking during this break. Let's hope we can bring some of this stuff back out. Okay, Paul, I was earlier saying I think this is kind of a dangerous kind of a proposition, not in the sense that giving people the right to vote is dangerous, but what happens if people say, I just can't take this rate increase, and it doesn't seem like any outfit, any company could be working at a loss for any significant amount of time. So what happens?
Well, for now, we're eating the rate increase in the city of Jackson to the tune of $3,500 a month for the Kiefer, to cover the Kiefer disposal increase. City of Plymouth did the Prop 218 process, no protest, and the increase there was approved by the City Council. Ultimately, long term, this is not a financial. A business does not usually, when a business has to eat costs for a long period of time, it will result in financial losses that may require the business to.
Your business models is
gone, and then there might be service reductions, there might be layoffs of our staff, costing people jobs, families' jobs. It's not a pleasant situation. I hope that this law firm that's doing this and the plaintiffs that retain this law firm understand that this could be financially crippling to our business, and as it would be to any business that had increase in its expenses but failed to cover those. It's going to go out of business. Now, the biggest cost for ACES is personnel and disposal fees. Well, obviously, even if we were to reduce personnel, it's not going to reduce the amount of garbage that we're collecting, that we're taking to Kiefer. Right. So,
and basically,
reducing service or reducing personnel would help a little bit, but it still won't solve the problem.
I think in your situation, I might put it by when you get a franchise, that you compete at the time of franchise to get it. Then there's another safeguard for the public, and put in place with the process where you have to defend the reasons for rate increases and show those to the politicians and the public. And now. It sounded to me like you were saying, there's no case law on whether or not there's what it is that you do and you provide?
Right. There's no case law on Prop 218 as to whether it applies or does not apply in this scenario where we are a private business operating on a franchise where the service is not mandatory to the customer.
So
there's no precedent. There's no case law anywhere.
How often are these suits brought?
These suits by this particular law firm from San Diego we're aware of. This is the City of Jackson is the fourth lawsuit that they have filed. The other ones, like I said, was in Sutter Creek where they settled last year. City of Colfax in Placer County, and Pacifica in the Bay Area.
So basically, these are settled out of court.
How
does the settlement work? Where do you get the rate increase? Do they go away?
What the City of Sutter Creek settled, how the City of Sutter Creek settled it is the last increase that was passed in 2009. And by the way, we're eating the increase in Sutter Creek too because of the Prop 218. We haven't been able to submit the requirement financial information to get that dealt with in Sutter Creek. But the settlement says that they will do Prop 218. In 2009, the City Council approved a rate increase. That's when they got sued. So from going forward, the settlement says the city will do Prop 218 going forward, and it had to pay the law firm $12,000 in legal fees.
Okay. Yeah. So to your knowledge, is this going on in big cities?
This is not going on in big cities. In big cities where either the city may provide the service itself, like they provide the water, where it would apply, or where the city operates with a franchise contract, independent, private business as a franchisee. The protests, if they're doing them, the Prop 218 is being followed. Nobody's protesting the rate increases. there.
Okay.
So there's no reason for there to be any legal action. So in rural areas is where this is going to be tested, and I read some material on Prop 218 from a website, and I can't remember what it was, that said where Prop 218 is going to be tested in regards to garbage rates is in rural areas, where people...
Do you think if you threw in the mix in there as well, to where the larger cities could put up a greater defense, greater legal effort against?
Well, it would require a municipality or a larger garbage company, say like a Waste Management or for example, who has the resources to carry a challenge to Prop 218 forward. Most of the time, well, I mean, cities even in large areas are, cutting their budgets. They're cutting their police, they're cutting their firefighting,
sure.
They're reducing their services. So they don't have the resources either to challenge it. So it basically would leave it to, say, a large company like a Waste Management. And these challenges to rate increases for garbage where it does apply are not happening.
What would probably be easier to win against a smaller outfit that would have a hard time coming up with all of the legal fees.
ACES doesn't have the resources to take a lawsuit. We're not named in any of these lawsuits, but we don't have the resources to contribute to the safety of the city.
Does your industry recognize this as a problem and trying to?
We have a trade association called the California Refuse Recovery Council, and their attorneys that work for that organization say we don't think Prop 218 applies in the circumstances like ACES is in, private business with a franchise, not mandatory service. And then the larger companies that represent don't have, it's not an issue, because where Prop 18 does apply, there's no dispute over where it does apply, and there has never been a protest successful of a rate increase, so there's been no reason for a lawsuit. In other words, Waste Management is not going to sue over it unless they probably lose.
Okay, now when you talk
rate
about
increase.
the larger cities and say they didn't have a 218 protest, does that mean letters never went out? Or,
No. They
went out, or they just agreed with it?
They sent the letters out to the ratepayers or to the property owners, and they did not get any protests or enough protests to overturn it. They have to get 51% of the population of the ratepayers for it to be successful.
Has there been any canvassing or anything to get an idea of what you think would happen if the letters would get mailed out? Would the public go along with it?
I believe in the city of Jackson. That a rate protest would not be successful. But you can't take anything for granted. We'll have to go out there and show the customers, hey, we're giving you good service. We're giving you, the rates are good. These are our costs. You understand nobody wants to raise costs or prices for anything when the economy is as tight as it is now.
In the city of Jackson, have they taken a position? Did they take a position earlier on the last rate increase? I might have missed what you said.
The city of Jackson, for the Kiefer rate increase that took effect July 1st, which is 25%, the city council, after reviewing all the financial material that we provided them, approved the rate increase, and then the lawsuit came against them for Prop 218.
So they felt at the time it did not need a 218.
The city attorney, Andy Morris, felt that the Prop 218 does not apply, and he still feels that way. It does not apply. So they're negotiating now with the San Diego law firm on a settlement.
So is that who's named in the lawsuit? Are both of the city of Jackson and?
No, it's just the city of Jackson is named in it. We are not named in. We were not named in either of the lawsuits against Sutter Creek or Jackson. They sued the municipalities, the cities. So we're not. But we were asked by the city, by Mike Daly, city manager, asked us while we figure this out with this lawsuit and get a settlement, if you could hold off on implementing the city council approved rate increase. So we have done that. But it is costing us $3,500 per month to do that.
Lawsuits have a way of taking a lot of time to get to court or to get to some resolution.
Right. From what I understand, the city attorney of Jackson has said that they are the attorney representing the San Diego law firm is very, very slow to respond to his, offers.
What do you
of
feel
settlement.
needs to be done, Paul?
What do I
for
feel
yourself
needs to be
or the
done?
company?
Well, it would. Look, ACES is a small family-run business. We're not waste management. We employ 22 people in Amador County to provide good paying jobs. We provide a good service. We're not here to. We don't rip the people off. We do a good job. We give the financial information that's required, and the cities trust that, and the counties trust that. And these rate increases are unfortunately needed so that we can continue to provide a top quality refuse and recycling service to the people of Jackson and all the cities and county that we service.
Okay, now did this, we only have a minute left, but now did this protest come from citizens?
There is a
group
of citizens many of whom protest what the water agency does, as many of those same citizens who are protesting the water agency have now decided to get interested in garbage rates
as well. Okay.
As well.
All right. Let's see. Well, we have just one more minute. What would a 4% increase be to Jackson?
A 4% increase would amount to a 35-cent increase for a 32-gallon can.
Okay, so 35 cents.
35 cents.
Is that for monthly billing?
That's for a monthly billing, right.
Okay. And
another thing, that the city of Jackson has a senior citizen discount. If Prop 218 is upheld, that would make the senior citizen discount illegal.
Go away.
Right.
A lot of that is going
to go away.
We have to go. Thank you, Paul, for coming by and explaining
the
situation there. Thanks for listening here on TSPN, watching us. We'll see you again next time. You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.